So I'm here talking to Rich Stevens, and Diesel Sweeties is your strip, webcomic. I'm not going to ask much about the strip. I'm going to ask you a couple of other questions.
Okay.
So first question would be...
I'm a wizard, yes.
So what kind of magic can you do then?
I do not do magic, as magic goes against physics.
Then how can you be a wizard?
That's a paradox. It's a quantum thing.
So why are robots cool?
Why are robots cool? Robots, they represent people who are helpful and have no rights. So I'm a fan of robots because they get things done and they should be respected. I apologize to my laptops a lot, like if I drop them or anything like that.
So you talk to your computer?
I feel that they're as real as a cat or a baby.
Isn't that insulting to cats?
Cats don't care about how I feel. Why should I care how they feel? Computers actually help me. Computers make the house cleaner when they're in a Roomba.
Oh, you have a Roomba?
I have 4 Roombas.
Okay, I have one Roomba, and he's pretty useful, but he's not always that useful because his battery life kind of sucks.
I kind of rescue them. People, when they don't want their Roombas anymore, will give them to me, and I keep them all charged, and then I will let them play and have them all vacuum together, and they bump into each other and they dance.
So why do people not? Why would you not want a Roomba? I really love my Roomba. Do you have names for your Roombas?
Name them. I don't. There's no point in naming them. They have their own names for each other. But I mean, some people just get tired of charging it, or they have carpets or something. I just live in a big empty warehouse space, so they just go back and forth and they play. It's really cute.
And are they different generations? So do the newer ones feel superior to the first generation?
They're younger. They learn from the older ones, and they all have different skills.
Really?
Different breeds.
Roombas only have one skill.
No, different breeds, different personalities.
Do you have a scuba too?
Yeah, I have one scuba. I count him in the 4.
Do you feel like he's a minority and he's like shunned by the other robots?
No, he's more like a platypus. He's kind of the marsupial of the bunch. So,
talking about your art and not about robots for a second, pixel art obviously is your thing. I don't know, maybe I'm imagining things, but there seems to be a little bit of a anti-pixel art movement. Well, maybe I'm imagining things, but pixel art has become very, very popular now. Do you see it staying that way?
I think the further we go into high resolution, the more relevant low resolution is. It's no different than people, liking typewriters or records or anything like that. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It seems more relevant the more futuristic we get,
Now, obviously, pixel art lends itself to video game references. There's quite a lot in your work. You're sort of riding the line sometimes between, doing stuff that might be considered belonging to somebody else. No, not really. Okay, fine. Happy clouds. They're happy clouds in Nintendo games, but they can be happy clouds anywhere. But doesn't that sort of run into a problem? Like when you have an image that's like this, which really is just a happy cloud, but people associate it with Nintendo because it's pixel art. There's nothing wrong with that, but isn't that kind of... I might have to edit this, but because the art is so simplistic, the difference between, let's say, a Nintendo happy cloud and your happy cloud isn't as great because the content is less, because there's less pixels that make up, whereas something more realistic can be more... So that's how it sort of leads people to thinking, wow, that's just a Nintendo cloud.
You could think that, but I could also walk into a comic shop and tell you that every single thing is a ripoff of Batman. I mean, it's all context.
It's not a criticism. I just say that it's like, I can see why people might say to you, oh, you're just copying Nintendo.
Yeah, and I don't care about their opinions. Because having analyzed how Nintendo does it, and drawn it at a different scale in a different era with different contexts, I see what you're going for, but I don't let things like that bug me. If I worried about that, I wouldn't do anything. At that resolution, there's so few pixels to work with, you can't even think about it.
Now, I want to ask one last thing about the TCAF t-shirts. Obviously, Canadian slice of Canadiana. How did you come up with the idea? Where did that come from?
It It was a request. Two of the organizers just have been bugging me to draw the roll up the rim to win for years. And I just did a quick drawing of it a couple weeks ago, and they were like, make some. And I made them at the last minute. And they showed up here, and I opened the box, and they were okay.
Now, speaking of the roll rim, I don't know if I don't want to go into great detail, but have you seen that Star Trek pixel art?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that
Wars.
CBS has come calling. I can't go into great details about it. So, if Tim Hortons comes a knocking and wants to license your T-shirt,
If Tim Hortons would like to license it, that's just one step closer to becoming a Canadian treasure, and I could move here. I wouldn't have to live in America anymore. Works for me.
why don't you move here? It's quite easy to move here, isn't it?
I don't like paperwork. That's all.
You could just
Also have a crush on Joe Biden.
Rip.
I wouldn't mind dual citizenship. You guys have it pretty easy up here with your long winters. You don't have to go outside as much. The cold keeps you inside. It's very nice.
I mean, the easiest way to, I guess, is it easy now to say that you're protesting the war in Afghanistan and you need political asylum?
I will not protest the war in Afghanistan because it gives work to robots.
Actually, I didn't think about that. The planes, bomb disposal.
I'm against wars in general, but I can't go against robot employment.
So if wars became entirely fought by robots, and
Then I would protest. I don't want to kill robots.
they would possibly be,
Think about it.
there could be like a war with no human casualties, just robots fighting it out for supremacy.
Somehow, I think it's kind of somehow more upsetting to me. A, I'd be irrelevant, and B, all the robots would be dead. I don't want to talk about that. That's upsetting.
Okay, I'm getting. I always do this, but I have to squeeze in one last question. I just thought, okay, so I know it's going to be hard to do this. Can you name your favorite robot of all time, or is that just too much to ask?
It's easy, and it's not an obscure choice. It's going to be R2-D2. He saves everyone. He's competent, and he asks for nothing. He's perfect.
Well, thank you very much. I love robots too, somewhat, but not in that way. I mean, there are people who love robots in that way. You should have admitted that on camera. Okay. Thank you very much, Rich.
Have a good day.